blue in the bottom half of the helmet, and then they got their traditional orange in the top half. Looks really nice, and a new look there for Economedes, and we'll see how that works for him coming up this year. And Mario, as we kind of talked about in the pregame, the Jaguars are a team that likes to mix it up on offense, and that could present problems for this Memorial defense.
Well, yes, they do like to mix it up, but there's no doubt that Coach Peña, he worked under Tony Verreal from Westlaco High School and at Port Isabel High School, and we know Tony Verreal loves to run the ball. So he will always try to establish the run, and if you don't stop the run, he'll keep it on the ground until the passing attack works. But one of the things we do know about Memorial last week, they, from what I understand, they played Sherland very well. But a lot of penalties, 15 to be exact, came back to hurt them. And then, from what I understand, some of the players for the Mustangs, making no excuses, Mark, but they started cramping. So they had that situation. And at about 3.5 quarters, then things start to unravel. And it's really not the score that came out. It's really a true indicator, because Trevor Space did get 250 yards. So he did a good job, and that's one of the big keys today. How will the Economedes defense handle Trevor Space?
And we'll have to wait a little while to find out. This Memorial will be kicking off. You saw number 4, Jesse Gonzalez for the Jaguars, who was back to receive the kickoff, standing at his own 5-yard line. And the Mustangs will be kicking off here in the first half. So the Jaguars will be advancing from left to right on your screen, and McAllen Memorial from right to left. Here as we get ready to start. Both of these Class 6A teams, the new designation this year, McAllen Memorial in District 30, and the Jaguars compete in District 31. There's the kickoff by Jesus Flores, and it's fielded by Gonzalez at his 5-yard line. Comes up across the 15, the 20. Big hole there, and then he's hit hard and goes down at about the 34. So he looked like he was going to squeeze through and then got slammed. A nice return there of about 25 yards.
DJ Martinez making himself right away. Number 3 for the Mustangs, DJ. Nice hard hit.
So the Mustangs have a 4-3 defense to start off. And we'll see how they can deal with this Economedes team. They like to run a lot of traps. They'll pull both guards. They got about 4 players in the backfield who might run with the football. But here's a shotgun. They're going to pass on first down. And it looks like Memorial's got him for the sack. He just threw the ball out of bounds, and there's a flag. This could be an intentional grounding, and Garcia in trouble right from the start.
And Mark, I need an explanation of this call, because it might not be the same as in college football, because he was outside the hash marks. And from what I understand, maybe the penalty there was because the ball didn't go past the line of scrimmage.
And we'll take a look at the replay here. See Garcia rolls out in this quickly. Coverage breaks down, and he just got rid of that ball as quickly as he could.
Great job on the defensive side.
Yeah, the Mustangs trade Guetta. Number 1 was going after him. Back to live action now, and a long pass, and this is caught at the 40 in Mustang territory. Loses the football, and the Mustangs have it. A wild play as the Mustangs coming back with it from the 20-yard line. Now at the 30, and then upended at the 35-yard line. A fumble return there for the Mustangs by number 11, Noe Gonzalez. And so the Mustangs give up a big play, but then produce a big play on the same play.
And that's actually Joey Gutierrez on an interception. And it was a great play, Mark. It worked. Receiver was actually open.
Yeah, the fumble caused there by 12 Joey Gutierrez. And then picked up by Gonzalez.
Yes, Noe Gonzalez.
The tackle there by Jesse Gonzalez from the Economedes. The receiver on the play was 85, Rolando Resendez. So here we are, Mustangs' first possession, and they've got some nice space there for DJ Talamantes, senior receiver. He had 1 catch last week, went 74 yards. See the Mustang defense there on the sideline.
This is the first time we actually get to see quarterback Fabian Peraza for the Mustangs. Last year he came into McAllen Memorial as a sophomore transfer, and he got hurt in the spring season and did not play at all. know, this is the beauty of Trevor Spates, Mark, on that pitch out that we had for Trevor Spates. Really, there was nothing much there, but he made something out of nothing in Game 3 as you take a look at the offensive starting lineup for the Mustangs.
Yeah, there you can see it. And Spates there, the second man from the top, weighing in at 195 pounds. Now, he was 185 last year, so he has bulked up a little bit coming into this season. 2,200 yards rushing last year, the Valley's Player of the Year, and there's Spates on second down. Picks up the first down across the 40 to the Jaguar 38-yard line.
And once again, good job on the defensive side for the Jaguars, but when you have Trevor Spates in the backfield, he makes things happen. And due to his speed, he was able to get close to the first down. And you're taking a look at the Jaguar defensive starting lineup. The linebackers are two key kids to look out for. They do an outstanding job in Mike Sainz and Israel Gomez are two players that were highlighted in my pre-conference meeting with head coach for the Economedes Jaguars, Gabe Peña.
10:28 to go here, just started here in the first quarter, no score. But Economedes completed a pass for 55 yards on the second play of the game, but subsequently fumbled, and Memorial picked up the football. Memorial has since picked up one first down. They now have it 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line in Jaguar territory. Quarterback is Jonathan Sanchez. He was the starter last year. And there's a toss left. This is the fullback, Aaron Vidal. And he hops over the 35 to about the 33. 5-yard pickup.
And it looks like offensive coordinator Marcus Kaufman is going to be rotating quarterbacks because Pedraza started the first series, and now we have Sanchez on a quick handoff off the middle. You just can't give the ball to Trevor Spates on every possession.
And tackled by 76 Ray Peña, the defensive lineman. I backfield, and this time a different quarterback, Fabian Pedraza, and they hit his man outside. This is Talamantes again, his second catch already, and he gets across the 30 to the 27. So the Mustangs alternating quarterbacks in there between Sanchez, number 7, and Pedraza, number 10.
And I don't know if you noticed, Mark, but Fabian Pedraza, one of those rare quarterbacks, and he's actually a lefty. Not to say that lefties can't quarterback, Mark, but traditionally the best quarterbacks have been righties.
I remember Ken Stabler was a famous left-handed quarterback. And also, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but the Memorial offensive coordinator, Marcus Kaufman, is left-handed. Here's Trevor Spates on the toss left, has room, blocked from the quarterback, takes 3 Jaguars to bring him down after a run up to the 15-yard line. A gain of 12, it'll be another first down for the Mustangs.
This is where defensive coordinators have nightmares with Trevor Spates, because actually the 3 plays where he's carried the ball, they've done a good job, but still, it's still at least 30 yards rushing. So that's just how good he is. He makes things happen. He's open in front of him.
So Spates last year scored 25 touchdowns. Having a good game. Here Sanchez wants to keep it. Might have been a busted play here as Sanchez has nowhere to go, and he's going to lose a couple of yards back to the 17.
And it did look like a busted play, Mark. Good observation on your part. But if you take a look at the defensive line and the defensive linebackers, they are pinching at the defensive line there, Mark. They have about 7 or 8 defenders right there in the box, daring the Mustangs to go in the air. And that's what you got to do, Mark. You got to try. You know that Trevor Spates is real tough. He'll gain a lot of yards, so you're trying to make them throw the ball, which is a weakness so far this season for the Mustangs.
Yeah, if you can get the Mustangs in a 3rd and long situation, you make them a little bit uncomfortable. Mustangs on 2nd and 12. Sanchez in the shotgun. It's a pistol with Spates back there. Sanchez wants to keep it off tackle left, and fights his way all the way up to close to the 10. It'll bring 3rd down and now a 3rd and long situation. Here's the replay. See, Spates had a nice seal block there. And then Sanchez, the tall, lanky junior, is able to get up there. Kind of fumbled near the end of the play. Oh, they got some good Dynasty fans here watching tonight.
How about that?
The camouflage on.
The kids having fun. Nothing like being in high school.
Sanchez in there. Toss right. This is Spates. Picks up a block. Bounces it outside. Keep him beat one man. He's at the 5. Trying to get his way in. It might be close to the end zone. They're going to say he's out at about the 2-yard line. So Spates valiantly dived there, trying to stretch out for the end zone.
Mark, if we take a look at the replay, this is something you cannot teach. Trevor Spates, just a couple of moves, real quick moves. He slows down like, okay, you're going to get me. And then all of a sudden, that first step is just setting up the defense. Very, very difficult to
almost
defend.
Turned it into a touchdown. They do convert on 3rd and long, the 3rd and 7. And now there's motion in the backfield. This is going to move it back 5 yards. So 1st and goal from the 3. We'll go back to the 8-yard line.
And this is something that Coach Kaufman was talking to me at the beginning of the game, that the penalties did hurt the Mustangs last week in that tough loss to the Sherilyn Rattlers.
Actually, they're at the 2-yard line, so the penalty moves them back to the 7. Okay, here they go. Mustangs are going to go with a full house backfield. This is a power I left. And they're going to toss it left for Spates. As Spates slips and falls. Spates had a hole there, tried to cut back inside, and slipped on the turf.
And that's how you stop Trevor Spates, when he stops himself, because he's so anxious to make that quick first step. And like anybody else, he lost his balance on this one. A rare time that he loses his balance, but he looked for that opening, and he did have an opening. But fortunately for the Jaguars, he fell down.
Yeah, huge hole there. You could see on the replay that there wasn't even a Jaguar in the frame for just a split second as Spates tried to dart through that hole, but slipped and fell. It's no gain. 2nd and goal now from the 7. They're going to toss this one right. Spates trying to find room, bounces it outside, dodges a tackler, race for the end zone, touchdown. And Spates manufactures a touchdown from 7 yards out after they had him in the backfield. And Spates has his 4th touchdown in just the 2nd game of the season.
You know, Mark, at that play, it just did not look that there was like nothing out there. But anytime Trevor Spates has the ball in his hands, anything is possible. And that's, how do you defend that?
To try for the extra point, Jesus Flores is the kicker. A good snap and hold. Kick is up and good. And our score, McAllen Memorial 7, Edinburg Economedes nothing. 6:23 to play in the first quarter. Nice drive by the Mustangs of 67 yards, 11 plays. Here's another look at the touchdown by Trevor Spates. And look at him just use that patience there, just to wait for it to open. And then as soon as he sees it, he turns on the speed and gets to the corner of the end zone to beat the defense. Just a junior, and as we said in the pregame, ranked in the top 300 in the nation among high school juniors by ESPN.
I understand he's already made a verbal commitment to Arizona.
Anthony Robles went to Arizona State.
Correct. And getting back to Anthony
good athletes
Robles
out there.
Mark, I noticed they gave you the stats that he visited 7 schools. But he actually went to 11 schools. I was his chauffeur for the day. And just a great kid. I asked him if we could do some extra stops, and he said no problem. But I was amazed. I'm not going to say surprised, because this is the expectation of the community. Amazed at the reception that he was given. A total unbelievable reception by all the students that received Anthony Robles. And it culminated at the pep rally for Memorial Mustangs. Everybody was so impressed with this kid. Unbelievable story. I'm just so happy that the President's Council on Fitness, Sports and Nutrition were able to sponsor him to come down here to McAllen.
And here's the kickoff for the Mustangs. It's going to be fielded at about the 12-yard line on the left sideline. Now return back up toward the middle, trying to go east-west, and then going to be upended at about the 23-yard line. A short return there for Economedes number 13, Rudy Castillo, a senior running back.
And DJ Martinez, once again, for the Mustangs, doing a good job on special teams as he got another tackle.
Mustangs 7, Economedes nothing. The Mustang drive, 11 plays, 67 yards.
And Mark, we should have a fast game today, because if both teams like to run, that means the clock keeps going. So we're looking forward to maybe a quick game, because last time we were here, I think we were here until about, 10:45, 11 o'clock?
Yeah, when we saw Nikki Rowe take on Ed Calcelsa. A lot of passing and a lot of penalties in that game. Nicky Rowe coming out with the win. There we see Doroteo Ariola on his first carry and gets it up to about the 28, a pickup of 5. We'll take a look at the starters now for Edinburg Economedes, the Jaguars. And you see there we've got David Garcia, the quarterback, and Jesse Gonzalez, who can play quarterback or running back, but Gonzalez a ball carrier. And you can see that tight, almost a single wing formation there for the Jaguars. This one gets bottled up. Looks like a loss of a yard, actually. It's a couple of Mustangs got through there. I think number 8, Paul Zuniga, was one of them, and the other one, linebacker Sam Hinojosa.
And Robert Gonzalez was in the vicinity.
And there we see the defense for Nicky Rowe. Now they've got 5 starters back from last year, 5 seniors and 6 juniors. The defensive line is all new. They weigh about 243 pounds per man. Those 4 defensive linemen are there at the top. And Ozzie Salazar, the cornerback, and Lucas Rios, the middle linebacker, 2 of the star players back from last year. Now Garcia wants to throw. And that was incomplete and intended for number 4, Jesse Gonzalez. But there is a flag down. It remains 3rd and 5, pending the outcome of the penalty. And it was holding Jaguars.
Would you take the penalty here, Mark, and go back 10 yards to a 2nd and 15, or stay in a 3rd and 5?
I'd probably move them back.
One of the things, Mark, you're not going to be calling the same name for the Economedes backfield, because they have kind of like a running by committee. So expect a lot of different players for the Jaguars to be handling the handoffs tonight.
And I was off by one down. It was actually, that was 3rd down. Mustangs declined, so now it's 4th down.
Thank you, Mark. We're still a little bit in preseason form,
oh, yeah.
I guess.
Trouble counting that high sometimes. First punt of the night. Mustangs put the rush on, but the Jaguars get the punt off. It's going to go off to the right side and going to actually go out of bounds in Mustang territory at about the 45-yard line. So Mustangs will have pretty good territory. Ball actually fielded by 22 Ozzie Salazar, who's a star on defense. You see Salazar coming off the field right there.
And we go back to one of the keys to victory, keys to the game that we talked about, Mark. It was going to be important for the Jaguar offense to stay on the field, control the clock. They did not do that, and they give the ball back to the Mustangs on their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, 4:53 to play here in the first quarter. Mustangs scored on their last possession, going 67 yards, and they lead 7-0 after a Trevor Spates 7-yard touchdown run. Here they'll toss it to Spates running left, has a room up the middle, hit at the 50, crosses into Jaguar territory at the 49, a 6-yard pickup.
And Mark, one thing that we got used to last year was that when Trevor Spates knows that there might not be any yardage, he'll lower his helmet, and he doesn't have a problem lowering his helmet and initiating the contact. He ran over some defensive backs last year.
Yeah, he's got kind of like Adrian Peterson of the Vikings, just bowls over people. The Mustangs in 2nd and 4. They'll hand this off to the fullback, Vidal. And Vidal looks like he has enough for a first down as he crosses to about the 44-yard line. Vidal seems like he's been on the varsity forever, but he's this year a senior. And a lot of experience in that backfield. 5-yard pickup, and it wasn't enough for a first down. Mustangs have 6 first downs now. We're still in the first quarter. Toss left. This is Spates. He's got some room. Bounces it outside. First down and more at the 30. And then upended inside the 20 at about the 17-yard line. And a touchdown-saving tackle there by one of the Economedes defensive backs.
What a great job on the left side of the Mustang. Left side of the Mustangs. Opening it up for Trevor. And we know he doesn't need a big hole. Nobody there. Nobody was able to touch him until a good open field tackle there at the end of the play.
28 yards on that run by Trevor Spates, his longest of the night so far. Last week he had a run that won't be beat, 99 yards for one of his 3 scores. And there we get a whistle. This will be against the offense.
So when you run 99 Could that be a 99 3/4 run?
Well, it could be. Officially, they can't do it that way, but...
So the Mustangs take a timeout here with a score. The Mustangs 7, Jaguars 0, 4 minutes and 4 seconds to go. Pretty much the Jaguars they need to get a stop mark because you don't want the Mustangs on a roll.
Yeah, and this is one of the keys we talked about in pregame was that for Economedes, they were going to have to at least slow down Spates a little bit. So far, they're not able to do that. Spates looks like he's had plenty of room, and he's finding the holes, too. The initial hole may not be there, but Spates has those runner's instincts and is able to cut inside whenever he sees space, and we've also seen him bounce it outside when the inside was closed off.
He is definitely the total package. On that touchdown, Mark, he took his time. He was like looking around, what do I do? And all of a sudden, when he made up his mind to run, he did. And what did he get out of it? A touchdown. Jonathan Sanchez in at quarterback.
And Mustangs alternating quarterbacks between Sanchez, the junior, and the other junior, Pedraza. This is Sanchez. Going to give it to Spates. He's going to try to bounce it outside. Now cuts back in. Is hit and falls forward up to about the 11-yard line and pick up 5 on the play.
You know, something that happens on the defensive side, Mark, is they're so afraid of the speed for Spates and they respect that. Many times they don't rush real quickly because they're afraid that he's just going to go around them, and they wait a lot. So by the time they're contacting him, he's already gained at least 3 or 4 yards before there's an initial contact.
Tackle there by Amador Puente, one of the Jaguar linebackers. Second down and about 4 for the Mustangs. They got a wing left, high backfield, toss to Spates, go right up the middle at the 5, and then in for the touchdown. And Spates has his second score of the night, and the Mustangs take a 13-0 lead.
Mark, that is just not fair. That play was supposed to go to the outside, and the Economedes defense was ready for that play. But because Trevor has so many great instincts, one of them is taking his time, and his vision is out there, and he saw the opening to the right side, and he took advantage of it. You just don't coach that.
Here's the extra point by Flores. It's up, and it's good. He's 2 for 2. And Spates has both scores here in this game as the Mustangs have taken it on lengthy playoff drives to score on both their possessions. Here's another look at the touchdown. This from 11 yards out, and you can see plenty of room right up the middle there for Spates. Had a good head of steam by the time he was hit at the 2-yard line.
And there's the end of the play, Mark. We talked about he ran over the Economedes defender, and he'll remember that. I don't want to mention his name, but it happened. Matthew Moreno, just a sophomore, is getting an introduction to varsity football by none other than Trevor Spates.
There was a big hit that people who follow college football still talk about. Herschel Walker back in his days at the University of Georgia when he steamrolled over a pretty good player from the University of Tennessee. And of course that player from Tennessee went on to a lengthy NFL career, but players would always kind of kid him about that play against Herschel Walker. That Tennessee defender was Bill Bates. Had a 13-year career with the Dallas Cowboys, and we know what kind of defender he was. I mean, he was one who could lower the boom, and he would hit anybody like a wrecking ball. But Herschel Walker got the better of him on a particular day in one of those SEC tilts. And Spates looking Walker-esque on that run. And here's the kickoff again. Jaguars going left to right, fielded at the 14-yard line, get up past the 30, and then fire off past the 35 to about the 37. A good return there of about 27 yards for Edinburg Economedes.
And Talamentes again on the tackle. And Marcus, we were talking about those running backs. The other one I remember is the good old Houston Oiler, Earl Campbell. If you recall, he'd run over at least 6 or 7 guys in a season, and he looked nasty.
You can see the hair moving there on the Mustangs on the bench. Got fans over there, these high-powered fans that blow cool air on there on the sidelines for the players, because it is humid out here. And here's the run by the Jaguars, a sweep to the right side. This won't go anywhere. Picks up about 2 yards. That was on the carry. That was number 2, Charlie Vela, brought down by, who was that, Mark?
That was John. And one of the things so far, the Mustang defense is looking pretty good, Mark. There's a lot of penetration, a lot of containment, and the players are all doing their duties. So every defensive player has their duty to do, and so far it's been good. There's a lot of hustle on that defense for the Mustangs so far, giving the Jaguars problems.
Charlie Vela, a speedster for the Jaguars. We'll probably see more of him. Here's a handoff up the middle to their big fullback, Doroteo Ariola. He was a first-team All-District last year as a punter. So he's an all-around athlete. You can see the Prancers dance team. Prancers an excellent dance team there, keeping the spirits high on the Mustang sideline. Mustangs lead at 14-0 over the Jaguars. 3rd down and 4 here for Economedes. They're at the 43-yard line. Their own 43. They'll go with split backfield. This will be play action, maybe a busted play as David Garcia, the quarterback, kind of hesitated, then spins out to the right side before he's popped out of bounds by Ozzy Salazar. And looks like he may have, he's going to be short of the first down by about 2 yards. I thought he had picked it up, but he's actually short.
And that's what makes this offense, the slot T, go is the element of surprise and the element of a lot of different formations. And it looks like the Jaguars, in trying to get a little momentum on their side, Coach Peña is going to decide to go for it on a 4th and 2.
They're gambling 4th and 2 at their own 45. They'll give it to Ariola. Off tackle to the left side. He crashes forward. Looks like he may have just enough. He needed the 47-yard line.
It's going to be close. That's what they call that, either the right foot spot or the left foot spot. And it looks like he did get it.
Yeah, he's right on that 47-yard line. They're not even going to measure, though. They announce a first down.
And Ariola, Mark, as I recall, he was an all-district tight end, I believe, last year, and now he's in the backfield.
Yeah, he's curiously still listed as a tight end on their roster, but they use him more out of the backfield.
And he is a powerful runner.
And here they'll go with the wing right. Now put a man in motion. That's Gonzalez. They fake to Gonzalez. Garcia wants to throw over the middle. Man is open. Caught at the 30. Still rambling. Down inside the 20-yard line to about the 15-yard line. And a big play there by number 42, the tight end, Alan Garcia.
And Mark, I think they ran the same play they ran earlier. It was open, but the last time Garcia overthrew his receiver, and this time he put it right where he's supposed to. Nice catch, and this is a big kid right here for the Jaguars. Sam Hinojosa doing a good job in the open field.
Just the second completion for the Economedes, but they have gone for 93 yards. 2 big plays. Here's Ariola, left side, cuts back in, and not much doing there. He's stopped after a gain of 2.
And I heard that tackle up here, Mark. I don't know if it was Ariola initiating the contact, but there was a solid shot here as we take a look at the replay. Ariola, a big running back right there. Both of them just hit each other very well, and Lucas Rios was the one on the defensive side of that play.
Second down and 8 now. Last 30 seconds of the first quarter. Wing left, now man goes in motion, and now a whistle, and this will move it back 5 yards. That'll be the first penalty against Economedes, illegal procedure. That'll move it back to the 18-yard line.
And you can take a look at Coach Peña right there in the middle of the screen. Coach Peña in his 4th year for the Jaguars.
On the left side there?
Yes, sir. And the man in the glasses, and he's taken to the Jaguars to the playoffs a couple of times. Doing a great job over there.
Okay, 6 seconds left in the first quarter. Second down and 12. And here they bounce it outside after he's initially stopped at the 10, the 5, and a touchdown. Can you believe it? They had him stopped in the backfield, and then he bounces it outside. Rudy Castillo, the senior running back, gets a touchdown for the Jaguars. The Jaguars have a chance now to cut the lead in half, with the first quarter having come to an end.
And I will tell you one thing. Defensive coordinator for the Mustangs, Moises Patterson, is not going to be happy, but they are saved by a penalty, and Coach Peña is not going to be happy. He's definitely going to be questioning that call. Because actually, any time you lose 6 points, Mark, coaches are never happy about that.
About 10 yards onto the field of play there, but yes, that'll negate the touchdown. A terrific run there by Castillo. but there was a flag thrown, and it was against Economedes.
And I was alluding to the penalty saved the Mustangs there, but Coach Moses Patterson is not going to be happy. As we take a look at the replay, he broke 2 tackles. Actually, these yards after contact, he basically made that play go on his own.
Lucas Rios trying to strip the ball there at the end, but Castillo's efforts will go for naught. Now we're at the end of the first quarter, but the officials have not blown the whistle yet. And it looks like Economedes might get one more untimed down as we take a look at the moon up there and through the haze of the atmosphere. It's now 2nd down and 20, although the scoreboard says 1st and 20. But they had run that play to their fullback Areola on 1st down.
What a big penalty, Mark. We're going to have to see.
This will be an untimed down
back
here for Economedes, so this will be the last play of the first quarter. They come out the same formation again. Wing left, send a man in motion, and Garcia wants to throw. Going to throw it for the end zone. Got single coverage, and it's incomplete. And there's a flag there for pass interference.
No doubt about that, Mark.
So the quarter will have another down added to it, as you can't end on a defensive penalty. Or can you? Maybe you can end on a quarter, but this is going to look like pass interference.
Nobody wants to go to the second quarter, Mark.
Now, although the interference occurred in the end zone, the high school rule is that it's a 15-yard penalty regardless of where the interference occurs.
And that
so
was
they don't move it to the 1-yard line like they would in the NFL.
I could have made that call from up here, Mark. The kids, the ROTC having fun. But the ball was in the air and the defensive player was not playing the ball, basically holding. As you take a look at our ROTC kids.
You see the incredulous look from Coach Gabe Pena over there, who's had a touchdown taken off the board. And now they're going to enforce the penalty. And it looks like the quarter will have another down added to it. So they move the ball to the 8 after a 15-yard pass interference penalty. And the Jaguars will get another crack at it. It's an automatic 1st down as well. So this will be the last play of the first quarter. Here's a sweep to the right side. And he'll get up to about the 5. That was Jesse Gonzalez, and that is now the end of the first quarter. So the Jaguars will have 2nd down and goal from the 5-yard line as the Mustangs lead after 1 quarter, 14-0. You're watching Football Night in McAllen right here on MITV.
Prepare them for careers. In fact, the class of 2014 earned 1,300 professional licenses and certifications. We offer students 16 different choices through our career technical education program, all free.
All right, back at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. I'm Mark May along with Mario Reyna. MITV, McAllen ITV Productions bringing you this broadcast, webcast, telecast. We're all over the place. You might be listening to us on valleycentral.com. You can certainly see the video of the game after this game is over, which is about an hour after it ends on Friday, September 5th. It'll be up there for you to see the video. UIL rules prevent us from showing the game live.
And you know,
and of
Mark,
course, we'll also be on Time Warner Cable later on, MITV, and on Ustream on the McAllen ISD website.
the Jaguars staying on the field here for the last part of the first quarter has done wonders for them.
There's a sweep to the left side. It's Areola trying to bounce it out there. Mustangs string it out and hold them to a gain of about 1. Good tackle there for the Mustangs. That looked like, was that John McGee again?
McGee again making another important tackle.
McGee had 11 tackles last week against Sherryland. One of 3 defenders who got double digits in tackles. Here's the replay again. Areola's a big player. A nice shoestring tackle there by McGee.
So this is going to be a 3rd and 4 yards, Mark. A big 3rd down. I would assume Gabe Pena we're in 2-down territory.
He's already gone for it on 4th down one time. Here's a toss outside right. Mustangs smoke it out, and they'll lose yards back to the 13. What a play by the Mustangs. That looked like number 8, Paul Zuniga, the defensive end, just firing out there, and he brought down Charlie Vela, who's the speedster there for Economedes.
Pretty much because of the good play right there by Paul Zuniga. Good containment, good penetration. It's going to force Coach Pena to go for the field goal.
And I was mistaken. Zuniga got in there late, but Michael Garza initially get in there, number 20, for the initial hit. This will be a 29-yard field goal attempt. High enough, long enough, and it's good. Jose Valle with the 29-yard kick, and Economedes now is on the board with 3 points. It's McAllen Memorial 14, Economedes 3, 10:35 to play in the first half. And we'll take a break, leave you with another look of some first quarter highlights. You're watching Football Night in McAllen right here on MITV.
In college credit, McAllen ISD leads the way, plus scholarships that save time and money. More than 1,000 professional licenses or certifications, nearly 100 associate's degrees. In McAllen, students can live anywhere and enroll here.
There you see our score. The Mustangs 14, Economedes 3. Non-district game. This is the second game of the season for both teams. Memorial looking for their first win and looking to hand the Jaguars their first loss. We see Salazar there on the left. And in the middle is DJ Talamantes back to receive the kick. Kicking off will be Jose Valle, who just hit a 29-yard field goal to put his team on the board. And Valle's kickoff is high, going to be fielded at about the 11-yard line by the Mustangs, and trying to bring it up to the middle and can't go anywhere. It's going to be brought down at about the 15-yard line. On the return was Talamantes.
And Darian Molina on the tackle. Hey, Mark, I'd like to send a shout-out to Nathaniel from our crew that worked with us last year. He sent me a text. He got a full ride to Lindenwood, and that's somewhere in Missouri. So we have a listener all the way in the state of Missouri. The power of technology. He got a full ride for broadcasting. You're his idol, Mark May, and he wants to be the Mark May in the future here in McAllen ISD.
He's a broadcast major up there at Lindenwood University in Missouri. Got a scholarship up there, so congratulations to him. And we've got a timeout on the field now with 10:28 to play in the second quarter. Mustangs up 14-3. We'll take a break here watching Football Night in McAllen right here on MITV.
McAllen ISD offers plenty of choice when it comes to choosing a path to your future. A new track being offered this year is called the Computer Science Academy. This 2-year program is for students who are serious in pursuing the computer field. Courses are taken at STC. Students graduate from high school with an associate's degree in hand, and it's all free. Students will be prepared for careers in software engineering, systems analyst, among others. At McAllen ISD, if you want a computer science career, you choose your course of study.
A lot of great accomplishments and programs to talk about in McAllen ISD. In fact, last year's senior class, the class of 14, earned collectively more than 14,500 college credit hours. It saved their families almost $5 million in tuition. Here's Spates on the first down from the 15. Picks up the first down, gets across the 30 up to about the 33 before he's brought down by the safety, Albert Preciado.
Yes, that's Albert Preciado. One of the things about Trevor Spates, Jaguars had a couple of opportunities to bring him down, but they're not going to bring him down if you don't wrap him.
Mustangs, by the way, up to 123 yards on the ground just 2 minutes into the second quarter. Spates had 257 yards rushing last week. Here goes the wishbone, and they'll toss this to the left side and gets only about a yard. On that carry was number 30, Will Moore. senior running back.
And sometimes, Mark, people might say, well, why don't, if you have such a great running back like Trevor Spates, why don't you give it to him every single time? And Coach Marcus Kaufman, a veteran offensive coordinator, knows that you can't just win every game and depend on only one player, and that's not going to happen. And they realized that last week, that even though Trevor Spates had 250 yards rushing, the Mustangs were not victorious.
Jaguars will have 3 down linemen here. Mustangs in a pistol. Now Spates goes in motion out of the pistol. And Sanchez wants to keep it, runs right, cuts back to the middle, has space. First down and more. Turns it on. The big galloping at the 40. Now dodges another tackle at the 30 and then fights his way down to the 21-yard line. What a superb run by the quarterback, Jonathan Sanchez.
And John Sanchez doing a great job. The reason he was able to get this big yardage was he made the right decision. Initially, when he started, as we take a look at the replay, a play that was initially intended to go to the left side, and Jonathan saw there was nothing there and quickly cut it to the right and gained about 25, 30 yards on that play.
All the way down to the Edinburg 21-yard line. Here's Spates dancing around, trying to find a hole. Finds one on the right sideline, up to the 10, dodges another tackler down to the 2. Oh, the speed and the instincts, just amazing and superb to watch. He's true artistry in motion, Trevor Spates.
And don't forget to add the quickness, the footwork. Just get out of my way, make things look easy. And when you put those extra 10 pounds, Mark, he's got to be stronger this year.
After a 44-yard run by Sanchez, now an 18-yard jaunt by Spates. And now the Mustangs have first and goal near the 2-yard line. Split backfield behind Pedraza, the quarterback. Pedraza is quarterback keeper, fighting at the goal line, and it's very close. There's no signal yet. And now there is. Touchdown, Mustangs. Number 10, the quarterback, Pedraza, gets the touchdown on the quarterback sneak.
And anytime you have a quarterback with a quarterback sneak for a touchdown, you got to give credit to the center, Anthony Esparza.
Talamantes is the holder, and Flores the kicker, and it's up and good. And Florida's now 3 for 3. The Mustangs have 21. Economedes has 3. Mustangs have scored touchdowns on all 3 of their possessions in this game. And with 8:28 to play here in the second quarter, the Mustangs have a commanding 18-point lead. Here we'll take another look on a first and goal play. You see the quarterback, Pedraza, is going to keep it going behind the big center of Anthony Esparza and the guards, Crystal Bosque and Teddy Garcia, who just fired out straight ahead. And Pedraza got the touchdown.
And even Trevor Spates came in there from the back to try to help his buddy, quarterback Pedraza, pushing him from behind. Shout out to Fabian Pedraza's granddad, Noel Pedraza, who's also a volleyball official. Let's not forget that Pedraza's mom, which is a twin, is a graduate and an athlete that played at McAllen Memorial High School, so that tradition continues with the Pedraza family.
Got all the genealogy connections, don't you?
Absolutely. There are 2 twins. I do believe their last name were Cardosas.
And Castillo back to receive the kick, but it's short and picked up. And event at the 40, hurdles a man, now going toward the 50-yard line, crosses into Mustang territory before he's brought down. That's Rolando Resendez, who had a big catch in the first quarter and has a big kick return there. That's it all the way into Mustang territory. Maybe a little spark that Economedes needs as they trail 21-3 here in the second quarter. 8:17 to play. That Mustang scoring drive, by the way, 5 plays, 85 yards, all of them on the ground. There was a 44-yard run by the quarterback Sanchez, 18-yard run by Spates, and that set up the 3-yard dive by the other quarterback, Fabian Pedraza. At the Mustang 46-yard line, Garcia wants to throw long. He's got double coverage down there, and it looks like he came up with a football. An amazing catch there by the Jaguars receiver, Austin Reyna. Got double coverage. I thought that has no chance at all, and somehow he came up with it.
Only a Reina would make a catch like that, Mark. I don't think I'm being biased, am I?
Not at all, Mario Reina.
Excellent catch as he was in the air actually when he caught that ball. Well defended. Not much you can do.
Ozzy Salazar was trying to going for the interception there. But Reina able to come up with the football, and that'll move it all the way to the Mustang 10-yard line. So pick up of 36 yards, and they'll have first and goal from the 10. But now we've got a timeout called. The Jaguars want to take timeout, so we'll take it with them. Our score, Mustangs 21, Economedes 3. You're watching Football Night in McAllen right here on MITV.
A child growing up to become successful. It's every parent's dream. For some, the dream includes becoming an engineer. Through McAllen ISD, such a track is possible. It's the Dual Enrollment Engineering Academy. This program is for students who are serious in pursuing engineering as a career. Courses are taken at South Texas College during the last 2 years of high school. Students will graduate from high school with an associate's degree in hand, and it's all free. At McAllen ISD, if you want to be an engineer, you choose your course of study.
The Mustangs Brain Trust there on the sideline. Mustangs up 21-3, 7:52 to play. Coach Bill Littleton there on the right side, now in his 12th year as head coach of the Mustangs, winningest coach in the program's history. Taking them to the playoffs most of the years that he's been the head coach. It's first and goal for Economedes at the 10. Here's a sweep to the right side, and that gets inside the 5 to about the 4. And on that carry was Jesse Gonzalez, their junior running back.
And you know, Mark, we've been seeing a lot of advertisements for McAllen ISD. I wanted to ask you about the student that you told me about that graduated from high school with about 90 hours.
Yeah, that was Justine Baranda.
With
she
90
was a graduate
hours?
from Achieve Early College.
Unbelievable.
And had a ton of college credit hours. And here's a short run, and it goes in for the touchdown. Chris Eziguete gets the touchdown run for Economedes, their first 6-pointer tonight. First carry, I believe, for Eziguete. And Eziguete has the touchdown.
And you know, Mark, this is exactly what the Jaguars needed, was to respond to a score. They needed to stay in the game. 21-9 right now with the extra point coming up. But going down, if they don't score and you're down 21-3 and give the ball back to the Mustangs, would have been big trouble for the Jaguars as the extra point is up. And it's good, as Celso Gonzalez says.
Jose Valle with the extra point. He's also got a field goal to go with that. As we take another look at the touchdown. This was on second and goal from the 4-yard line. Just a simple off-tackle play to the right. Chris Eziguete following the blocks of Ivan Maldonado and Ray Flores, and got in there for the score. The score's now 21-10. Mustangs still in front with 7 minutes, 13 seconds to play here in the first half. You can see the Edinburg fans there on the far side. Now, if you're listening to our game on valleycentral.com, you want to come out to the Let's Move pep rally. And everybody's welcome, but kids ages 5 to 13 will get to walk or run a mile, and that mile will count toward a cumulative marathon that they pick up between now and December. So they get a marathon, 26 miles, but they have until December to log all those miles.
And there's no charge for attending, Mark. And the other great news is they have an opportunity to come and listen to Anthony Robles. If you're listening to us out there, YouTube Anthony Robles USPN, and you will see why you should come out here and bring your kids. He's inspirational, has a great story.
And Spates at the 30-yard line on the kickoff return is hit as he crosses the 35 and spins up to about the 37. And a good return there of 27 yards by Trevor Spates, his first kick return tonight. He had close to 300 all-purpose yards last week. And Trevor Spates, number 21 there in your foreground, he had 297 yards of all-purpose yardage.
Mark, and more people want to hear about Anthony Robles since we've been talking about him a lot. Today there was a great article by Sandra Sanchez, so I assume if you go to the Monitor, you can find the article by Sandra Sanchez.
And let me correct myself, Ozzy Salazar with a terrific run, not Trevor Spates. as Ozzy Salazar all the way out to the 37-yard line. Then on first down, the Mustangs handed off to number 4, Talamantes, who's hit in the backfield and knocked down.
Great tackle right there on a penetration.
Yeah, number 29, Israel Gomez, linebacker. Good technique there to go low and knock him down. Good isolation replay there.
This is a big possession also for both teams because it's 21-10. You don't want it to get to 28-10 right before halftime, so the Jaguar defense has to step it up.
And Jaguars creeping up close to that line of scrimmage. They've got 8 players there in the box. As Spades left side off tackle and gets up to about the 40. It'll bring up third down and about 7.
And you know, the problems with you put 7 or 8 defenders at the box, I think we have a penalty. The problem is that if he breaks one tackle, he'll go all the way real easy. And that's going to hurt the Jaguars. They were going right now. It should have been a 3rd and 7 situation, but because of the penalty, it helps the Mustang offense, and that's not what you want to do.
Yeah, the Mustangs essentially getting 5 yards and get the down back instead of it being would have been 3rd down and 7. Instead, they get 2nd down and 6. Following the 5-yard penalty. And again, the Jaguars creep up close to that line of scrimmage. 7 players there. Mustangs throw it outside. That's Talamantes. And he has the first down into Jaguar territory at about the 47-yard line. So a nice call there by the offensive coordinator, Marcus Kaufman. He saw what the Jaguars had done on the previous play. They came back with the same kind of defense, so he went to the outside.
That's an excellent call. I mean, if that's what they're going to give you and they're keying in on Trevor Spades and they're putting the outside receivers one-on-one, take what they give you, and that's what Coach Kaufman did.
This thing's up to 35 yards through the air so far. There we see Spates fighting for more. So he gets across the 40.
And his helmet came off, though. That means he's going to have to get off the field. One of the things about Trevor Spates that also we've noticed as we've seen him here the last couple of years is that he's such a workhorse. He doesn't take a lot of good hits.
His helmet must have come off at the end of the play there, as we saw him go down there after a gain of 8. So 2nd down and 2. Spates on the sideline now after the helmet coming off, and by rule had to come off the field. This is Aaron Vidial, and Vidial looks like he has the first down up to the 35-yard line. He picks up 4.
And the tackle right there on defense, Ruben Barco, senior defensive lineman.
And the Mustangs now at 200 yards rushing for the game. Still got 5 minutes to go in the first half. There we see Coach Marcus Kaufman there telling the play to Spates as Spates trots in. Pedraza in there at quarterback on this play. Mustangs at the Jaguar 34-yard line, leading 21-10. Just over 5 minutes to play in the first half. Got kind of a double pistol going there. 2 running backs back there with the quarterback. They hand it off. Spates follows his blockers and has first down yardage and more past the 20 up to about the 17-yard line. An 18-yard pickup there for Trevor Spates.
What else can we say about Trevor Spates except the quickness? If you take a look at his feet, Mark, they just are constantly on the move.
You know, the thing I admire most about him, I think, is his patience. You see it on this play. He doesn't run past his blocker, stays back there, just keeps looking for the hole, and doesn't just dart into the first sign of daylight that he comes across. And here they hand it off Spates, who bounces it outside, crosses the 15 up to about the 12, and gains about 5 on the play.
The other thing that's so good about Trevor Spates is that because he has a lot of speed, a lot of running backs with speeds have a tendency to go to the end line, sideline as much as possible, but Trevor has no problems. If he spots the open up the middle, he won't hesitate to break it up the middle.
Mustangs have both quarterbacks in there, Pedraza in there, and then Sanchez has a receiver on the right, and they hand off Spates running right at the 10, stiff arm at the 5, and then knocked out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. Spates nearly scoring right there. He already has 2 touchdowns tonight. And take a look at this replay.
Once again, Mark, you alluded to this before. Nice block up front right there by Aaron Villarreal. But that patience and also using his stiff arm as a weapon, as Danny Garza felt that. And he came in at the end. Danny Garza, actually, that's the hardest hit of the night by the Economedes Jaguars on Trevor Spates.
Yeah, Garza knocking him out of bounds. Tight end right side, split backfield behind Sanchez at quarterback. First and goal. They give it to Villarreal, and Villarreal bottled up a little bit short of the line of scrimmage. Be second down and goal.
That play pretty much good defensive play right there by Teddy Garcia, as he did a good job of initial penetration. Anytime you have penetration, you have an excellent shot of making a stop.
Spates in the eye. Second and goal at the 3. Sanchez will keep it. Surges forward, maybe the 1. It'll be third and goal. Clock running at 3:25, 3:24 to play here in the first half.
The Jaguar defense, Mark, back-to-back good defensive plays. Gets back to who wants to control the line of scrimmage. And what do you call on this one, Mark? I look at number 21 touching the ball here.
Sanchez in there at quarterback. Spates in there, buried side over the guard. Sanchez will keep it. Quarterback sneak again. It looks like he's in, but no signal yet. He's very close. Bottled up in the scrum there at the line of scrimmage. And Sanchez has the touchdown. There's a late signal. And Sanchez, who was on the bottom of a pile of about 10 people, they had to unfurl it like an onion and finally found Sanchez down there laying across the goal line.
The word of the day, Mark, comes out. Unfurl it? Is that the way you say it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And Sanchez in there for a touchdown. The Mustangs now up 27-10. 2:52 to play here in the first half. Mustangs going to go for 2. Pedraza in there at quarterback. Rolls out, wants to throw. Now being forced out of the pocket. Throws into the end zone. Man is there. Caught. 2-point conversion. Nice play there. Alvaro Rocha, the senior receiver, comes out of nowhere. And there you see the Mustangs JROTC doing the push-ups. They do one for every point. And it's Memorial 29, Economedes 10, but it looks like there might be a flag down.
And that negates a real good play by Pedraza, who actually scrambled, found the receiver, Alvaro, in the end zone. Alvaro did a good job of coming back to the ball, Mark, as we take a look at holding. But Alvaro did a great job of coming back to the ball. They're still going to go for 2, Mark.
Yep, score still 27-10. As the Mustangs will have to go for 2 once again. So they're not going to try for the extra point. And there's a dribble back to the quarterback on the shotgun, and Sanchez has nowhere to go after the poor snap, and Sanchez will be tackled for a loss. The 2-point try is no good. So the Mustangs get a 2-pointer, but they lose it due to a penalty. And then as they try it once again, they don't get it. So the score 27-10. As we take another look at the touchdown, you can see Sanchez was stopped initially, but then on second effort was able to get into the end zone on third and goal. And the Mustangs lead it 27-10 with under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll take a break. You're watching Football Night at McAllen right here on MITV.
Achieving goals they never thought possible. And along the way, learning skills not always taught in the classroom. McAllen ISD offers 13 sports for boys and girls. Find out more, 618-6089.
Okay, that Mustang scoring drive, 10 plays, 63 yards. Sanchez with the touchdown, his first of the night. And our score is Mustangs 27, Jaguars 10, 2:52 to play here in the second quarter. Back to receive there on your left of your screen, Charlie Vela for the Jaguars. Here's the kick by Jesus Flores, high and fielded at the 10-yard line. Going to come back out across the 20, the 25, trying to bounce it out to the right side. Now running back to his left. A lot of room there. That's for Rudy Castillo, and hit at the 30 and down at the 31-yard line.
Where did he come from, Mark?
Nice open field tackle there by the Mustangs, Noe Gonzalez.
Great job of being patient. He had that responsibility, and he was there.
Yeah, coaches always preach that on punts and kickoffs, is the players, the defenders, to stay in their lanes as they run down. So that way, no matter which way the runner goes, there's somebody there who can try to get the tackle. And a good job by Gonzalez there, a textbook example of staying home, as they say. And when the play came back his way, he was ready for it. .237 to play here in the first half. Economedes has 2 timeouts, first and 10 at their own 31-yard line. Long throw And that's incomplete. Salazar providing coverage against Reyna of the Jaguars. Jaguars passing 3 for 6 in this game for 129 yards. They haven't thrown often, but when they do, they go for big yardage. They've had passes of 55, 48, and 36 in this game. So 2nd and 10 for the Jaguars, their own 31. Mustangs may have jumped offside there, as there was now a whistle.
Mark, with the score, the Mustangs up 27-10 here in the first half, 2:27 left in the second quarter. This is an important possession for the Jaguars, at least with 2:27 outside on the defense. But with 2:27, they need to gain at least a first down or two, not give the ball back to the Mustang offense, because pretty much the Mustang offense has had their way here tonight. Up 27-10, lots of yardage on the ground by the Mustangs so far.
Economedes with 1 timeout left. They moved the ball to their own 36 after the penalty. 2nd down and 5. They hand this off up the middle. Jesse Gonzalez gains about 2 before he's pushed back. Trey Guetta in there on the tackle, along with the defensive end, Jason Velasco. And I'll bring up 3rd down.
And Mark, one of the keys to the games that we talked about in our pregame was how were the Mustangs going to rebound from last week's loss, and they are doing a tremendous job, looking very different tonight. Not a lot of penalties, doing a good job of executing on offense, and the defense has held their own, making it very difficult for the Jaguar offense. They have a timeout.
That'll be the final timeout of the half for the Jaguars. We see the Mustang defense come off the field. Coach Moses Patterson is their defensive coordinator, although he's up in the booth. And we see Coach Bill Littleton.
And the other coach right there is Coach Tony Niemeyer.
Okay, here we go. 31 solid, 31 solid. Right down that line. You in. Ball you in. Play hard, play hard.
You know,
play
Coach
hard
Bill
over
Littleton,
there.
all these coaches,
Lucas, look,
head
watch,
coaches,
read, and then take
sometimes
a wider
they
grape for it.
either came up as a defensive coordinator and an offensive coordinator. If you were to ask Coach Littleton his choice, it'd probably be he likes to work on the defensive side. And why not when you have Coach Kaufman, an offensive coordinator that has proven himself. And the big question was when he had his son for 4 years, and he had Bradley Stevens, and now he has Trevor Space, Coach Kaufman on the screen. He's proven himself with everyone. I think that he's been here as long as Coach Littleton has been here.
Yeah, he came from Cuero with Coach Littleton, tiny 3A school that they turned into a powerhouse. They've been at Memorial 12 years now. 3rd down and 4. Garcia out of the shotgun. Wants to throw. Left sideline. Long and incomplete. Was throwing into tight coverage there and intended for number 85, Orlando Resendez.
And Mark, because of the incompletion, that stops the clock with 1:49. The Jaguars are going to need a good special teams play here. You don't want to give the Mustang the ball back on their own 40-yard line. And we do know that Trevor Spates is back to receive this punt, which in itself is a dangerous situation for the Jaguars.
And Arreola is in there as the punter. He was an all-district punter last year, standing at his own 24-yard line. And the Mustangs put on a rush there, but he gets the punt off in time. And it's a high punt, takes a huge Jaguar bounce at the 30. Now is all the way inside the 15, and the Jaguars will kill it right at about the 15-yard line. So the Mustangs will have 85 yards to go if they want to add to their lead. With 1:41 to play before halftime, Mustangs have 2 timeouts left, and they lead by 17, 27-10. I guess for the Mustangs, there's a little bit of a tightrope here, Mario, because I know they want to try to get another score here in the last minute 41, but they also don't want to do anything that might give it right back to the Jaguars.
Absolutely right, Mark, and that's a big play by the punter, Arreola, because he did pin down the Mustangs back at their own 10-yard lines. But the problem here is that when you have number 21 on your side, it's always dangerous no matter where you have the ball.
48-yard punt there by Arreola. Very good punt. Mustangs at their own 15. And here's Spates trying to get outside, has the first down, still going, takes it off in the 30, at the 40, one man chasing, pushes him out of bounds, right at midfield, and that saves the touchdown. Spates very nearly taking that to the house as he goes 35 yards up to midfield, and the Mustangs are in business. Took only 10 seconds off the clock. Here's another look at that superb run.
I want to thank Trevor Spates for making me look good. I just talked about it. Don't matter how far back the Mustangs are on their own 15-yard line. Trevor Spates, I think maybe whenever he has an opportunity to get 75, 80 yards on the play, he maybe turn it on to another gear.
Mustangs up to 273 yards in the first half on the ground. And here's Pedraza, wants to throw. Man is wide open, caught at the 20. It's Arocha. He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown. Touchdown Mustangs. And the Mustangs, known for a team that likes to keep it on the ground, go to the air, take the defense by surprise, and they are on the board, 33-10.
What an impressive throw by Fabian Pedraza, as he was kind of off balance. I initially, when he threw the ball, I thought that looked like trouble, but he actually knows what he's doing. He put it right on the money. Can't wait to see this replay.
Hey, you got you.
Here's the extra point try by Flores. This is high and long enough. It's good. He's now 4 for 4 in his extra points. Mustangs lead it 34-10 with a minute 21 to play. Though that 85-yard drive took only 20 seconds.
Take a look at the replay. He looked like he was off balance, and he put the ball right there to Alvaro Rocha, who was all. And we took a look at the beginning, Mark, when we showed some of the pep rally. Alvaro Rocha was one of the captains, I assume, and he was all over, just shouting and screaming. He's all excited. He came to play tonight.
Yeah, we saw him talking the talk earlier. Now he's walking the walk. And
now he's smiling the walk.
Yeah.
What do you call that? And there's
on the sideline getting a nice hug. Congratulations there. And, you know, when you run the ball, that's what will happen. It will open up that passing game for you.
And
if
even
you
though
pick your
Trevor,
moments.
And like you said, even though Trevor didn't touch the ball, he's used as a decoy. You got to worry about him. So what do? Defensive coordinator's nightmare. But, Mark, we talked about the Jaguars, how important it was on the last possession to keep the ball, do something, get at least a first down. And they didn't do that. And, boy, it's come back to haunt them because the Mustangs only took 2 plays, made it look easy. And now it's 34-10.
Mustangs have an incredible 18 first downs in this first half. They lead at 34-10. Minute 21 to go. Here's Flores' kickoff, fielded at the 20. That's Charlie Vela, and then Vela running up the middle across the 30 to about the 34. Dangerous returner, Charlie Vela. He was the 100-meter dash district champion last year, and had the ball 2 or 3 times here tonight, but so far the Mustangs have kept him bottled up.
And you know, Mark, what a big turnaround by the Mustangs. They actually lost by 30 points last week, and now they're up by 24, so you're looking at about a 50-something point turnaround.
So Jaguars have no timeouts left, a minute 14 to go. And they are 66 yards away from the end zone. They're down 34-10. They're a team that likes to run, but now they're in a passing formation. They had a pistol formation. They got 2 receivers left, 2 on the right, and they fumble the football. Ball is loose, and the Mustangs have come up with it. Mustangs pounce on the loose football, and they've come away with it with a little over a minute to go. Ricky Miner, sophomore defensive lineman, falls on that loose ball.
It didn't look like it was any hard hit or anything. It just looked like the initial handoff was already problems. Never a real clean switch there on the handoff.
And Miner in there to pounce on that loose football. And the Mustangs have it now. Now the Jaguars in real dire straits. A minute 10 to go. Mustangs still have 2 timeouts left. And, of course, the Mustangs leading 34-10. Sanchez out of the shotgun, wants to run across the 30, breaks a tackle, 25. Now the 20, first down, still going, and gets at the 16-yard line. A perfect run there by Sanchez to pick up yards, the first down, and get out of bounds with 59 seconds left.
Sanchez on another good call right up the middle, big hole. Broke a tackle, and did the right thing on going out of bounds so they could stop the clock.
It looked like Amador Puente, the linebacker, getting to Sanchez late just as he stepped out of bounds, but not before he rambled 19 yards to the 15-yard line. So 1st and 10 at the 15, 59 seconds left. Mustangs still have both their timeouts. Sanchez shotgun, wants to throw right, and this is incomplete, intended for Talamantes. Ball bounces in at his feet. His clock stops at 55 seconds.
And a rare misplay by Sanchez. I don't know if the ball just didn't come off the right way or he's tired because of the last run, but that throw just didn't look sharp. And we got Fabian Pedraza, left-handed quarterback, back in the game.
Spates is lined up as a receiver on the left side. They're going to throw this left. It's caught by Rocha at the 10. Darts inside the 5 and fighting up to about the 2-yard line. He's tackled inbounds and did get the first down, though. It gets to the 3-yard line. So that'll stop the clock for just a moment. And I think now the Mustangs decide to use their second timeout.
Nice pass again by Pedraza. And Alvaro trying to get another touchdown. He's backing up all that great energy he had at the pep rally. Well, that's what you want out of a captain. I would assume, Mark, if you're speaking at a pep rally, you're probably the captain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, another thing about Anthony Robles, he went to the pep rally. Mark, everybody was up and down, jumping and making all kinds of noise. And when Anthony Robles grabbed the microphone, everybody sat down. And it was like if nobody was in the gym, everybody listening to his message. And I talked to our announcer here, Celso Gonzalez, who's a teacher there. He said in 20 so years of him going to pep rallies, he had never seen something like that. The impact of Anthony Robles, not only with elementary kids, but high school kids. And I just think if you have an opportunity to come out tomorrow, Mark, here at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium at 8 o'clock, it's going to be a fun event led by keynote speaker Anthony Robles.
Yeah, let's move pep rally, 8 a.m., September 6th. 1st and goal for the Mustangs after the timeout. They're at the Edinburg 3-yard line, 45 seconds left. You've got a power I left. They're going to toss it to Spates in the I, hit at the 5, and then nowhere to go. Bottled up by about 3 Jaguar defenders. Included in there was and several of his teammates. And another timeout called. This will be the Mustangs' final timeout as they face 2nd down and goal, I believe, with 36 seconds left. Yeah, the scoreboard showing 3rd down, but it's actually 2nd down from the 6-yard line.
Pretty much the Mustangs, Mark, are just controlling the whole game. And that's why they came into the season as a highly regarded team. I think they were ranked in the top 5. And even though I saw that when they lost last week, they still stayed around that area. People know that Sherlin's probably the cream of the crop this year.
So 2nd down and goal for the Mustangs. 36 seconds left before halftime. Memorial's already scored once in this last 2 minutes. They lead 34-10. And here's Sanchez out of the shotgun. He's going to do a quarterback draw. Big hole at the 5. Hit, surges forward. He's inside the 1. Very close to the end zone, but the officials are spotting him down inside the 1. It'll bring up 3rd down and goal. And the clock is running. Mustangs are out of timeouts.
Look for a quarterback keeper.
They're going to move the ball back to the 2. 3rd and goal. Scoreboard is showing 4th down. And it's a quarterback sneak by Sanchez, who surges forward, appears to be in the end zone. No signal yet, and now a signal. Mustangs touchdown with just 5 seconds left in the first half. Superb clock management there by the Mustangs.
What makes it hard when you have John Sanchez as a quarterback on a quarterback keeper, even though you have Trevor Spates in the backfield. John Sanchez is a big kid, about 6'4". So he's just a very difficult young man to bring down.
There's the extra point try, and Flores' extra point is up and good. And he is now 5 for 5 in this game. And the Mustangs lead at 40-10. They're just a juggernaut here tonight. Actually, the score 41-10, following that extra point.
It's okay, Mark. You're still in preseason form. By next week, we're going to both get all the calls right.
Yeah, so we've seen a bevy of touchdowns here tonight. 6 touchdowns by the Mustangs in this first half, and they lead it 41-10 with 5 seconds left before halftime. And boy, the Mustangs didn't even have time to call a play there. They set the ball at the 2-yard line. It was 3rd and goal, but they had no timeouts. And so Sanchez just tried to pull his way in himself. If they had stopped him short, the Mustangs would not have been able to get another play off.
And Mark, think about it. When you go into the locker room, Coach Littleton up 41-10, but what is he going to do to try to keep that momentum on his side? When you know you're up there, kids have a tendency, even in the pros, they have a tendency to relax. And Coach Peña, what is he going to tell his team as they have really taken a pounding here, down 31?
And here is Flores with the kickoff. It's a squib kick and picked up at about the 35-yard line by the Jaguars. And now fighting his way up to about the 47 before he goes down. That was number 85, Rolando Resendez, and we are at halftime. So the halftime score, the Mustangs 41, the Jaguars 10. We're at the break, and you're watching Football Night in McAllen right here on MITV.